Everybody's after that film look, that organic, undigital, creamy cinematicness. This has been the case for many years now and probably will remain that way for quite a while. Technology has come so far that almost every camera you buy now is super sharp and crispy, which is great in many cases. Corporate videos, interviews, and stuff like that greatly benefit from it, but it doesn't really scream Hollywood or cinema. Now, many new Netflix movies or shows just shoot on the newest tech and run with that digital look, and it looks really good. But you can clearly tell when this is the case. I'm going to give you a few examples of recent shows or movies to show you the difference. Now, I've recently watched Jonah Hill and You People, which is clearly super sharp and digital. Now, the movie, of course, looks good. It also has a pretty cool hip-hop vibe with film burns and cool LA West Coast-ish transitions that were pretty unique, so my filmmaker side was certainly intrigued by that. But it is obvious this was shot digitally and there was no soft film look at all. Another show is Ticket to Paradise with George Clooney and Julia Roberts. This is another example of absolute impeccable footage and clarity. It looks great, but again, you can just tell this wasn't shot on film. Now, on the other spectrum of things, a massive show I'm in the process of finishing, so don't spoil it for me in the comments, okay, is Succession. Now, this show just oozes film with an abundance of elation and grain. The colors are toned down, the contrast isn't what you see in the movies I just mentioned, and it just has a completely different look. Even in terms of dynamic range, you can just see this wasn't shot on a new camera with 15, 16, or 24 stops of a dynamic range. I've seen numerous scenes where the windows were just completely blown out, and it still looks pretty good. Now, I was pretty sure it was actually shot on film and it wasn't emulation in post, which after a Google search appeared to be true. But the fact that I couldn't tell for sure just shows you how good film emulations have gotten, in my opinion. And that's where my own experience comes in. With affordable emulation power grades I use myself, and have gotten amazing results. And the first one that I want to talk about, which I've used the most, is Cineprint 16. This is a power grade made by the infamous Tom Bolles, which is pretty affordable at $55 right now. It brings you real close to the real thing, and he shows you tons of sample images on his website. I would say bring the saturation down a little, because I always had to do that to get it to my taste, but other than that, I can't complain. Awesome tool. Another one is the Key 16 film power grade by Oliver Keys. Now, this is by far the most affordable one on this list at only £6. And this is arguably your most neutral one, which will give you the best results straight from a drag and drop in most use cases. The other ones I mention here almost always need some type of adjustment, whether it's a lightening of the saturation or a change in every node. You will need to put in some time. The next one is Filmvision by Serr. Now, Serr is one of the most talented filmmakers on YouTube, in my opinion, and I wouldn't mind seeing him a little more on here. This guy just drops one masterpiece and then dips for 2 months. The mysteriousness of that dude, amazing. Now, by absolute chance, one of my other new favorites on YouTube, Edward Crockett, literally dropped a video about this power grade a few days ago. He goes much more in depth, so definitely check that video out. He's awesome and super talented as well. I'll link the video in the description. Now, previously I used Serr's Filmvision LUT pack in Final Cut Pro, but this just doesn't give you the depth of a power grade, and especially not one of his. I actually waited for the second version, which came out a few weeks ago and dropped on sale on the Moment website along with V1, so I bought them both. Now it's back up to full price at $60 for version 2. After using them a couple of times, the results you can get are pretty amazing. He has definitely nailed a certain look that you just undeniably love. Other worthy mentions here are Filmconvert, which I have used previously but did not like at all. I don't know why, but it always kind of tore my footage apart, even if it was 10-bit footage, and it just didn't look right to me. But trust me, I tried. Filmbox is supposed to be amazing but super expensive, so can't really talk about it a whole lot. Subscription based, it's like $130 for 3 months, and to buy it outright it's $1,000, so not for me. Then there's Filmunlimited by Juan Melara. Sample images look the bomb, supposed to rival Filmbox a little, but way more affordable at $80 right now. Now, Juan is someone you come across a lot when searching for film emulation and LUTs online on Reddit and stuff, so I'm thinking about maybe picking this one up in the future as well. And then Dehancer has been popping up everywhere lately. Super nice plugin from what I have seen, but also a little pricey in my opinion. Now, I've seen so much creators review Dehancer, so I think they're on an absolute advertisement hot streak. So Dehancer, if you're watching, I don't mind a little heat. I got my sunglasses, it's like 32 degrees Celsius out here. I can take it. Feel free to send me the plugin. I'm up for it. Now, to be honest, I think I have both the most affordable ones and the best ones in Cineprint 16, Filmvision, and Key 16. I use these way more than I've used Filmconvert, which cost me like $125, I think. Now, Filmconvert, of course, gives you a lot of film stocks to choose from, and a lot of people like this plugin, including YouTubers like Cam Mackey. but it's just not for me. The other ones are, like I said, pretty expensive. So if you want to start playing around with film emulation, I would say give Key 16 a try. For the price of a coffee, you can just start playing around with it. Next, I would go for either Filmvision or Cineprint 16. And a lot of Cineprint footage can be found on YouTube, by the way. Now for Filmvision, go watch Serr himself or watch that Edward Crockett video I mentioned. Now Edward, did I pronounce that right? Okay guys, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. On to the next one. Bye.